They never looked hard enough at the others.
Imagine this. It's a sunny afternoon in 1978, and a cheerful clown named Pogo is delighting kids at a local charity event, Balloon Animals. Painted faces, endless laughter. But beneath that grease-paint smile hides a monster. This isn't fiction. This is the chilling double life of John Wayne Gacy, one of America's most notorious serial killers. Over 6 years, he lured, tortured, and murdered at least 33 young men and boys, burying most right under his own home. How did a pillar of the community become the killer clown? Stick around as we dive into the twisted mind of Gacy, uncovering secrets that will make your skin crawl. If you're watching this late at night, you might want to lock your doors. Let's begin. Our story starts in the early 1970s, when Gacy's dark urges first turned deadly. But before we get to the blood, let's set the scene. John Wayne Gacy was living what seemed like the American dream in Norwood Park, a quiet Chicago suburb. He ran a successful contracting business, PDM contractors, and was known for throwing epic neighborhood barbecues. But in January 1972, everything changed. That's when 16-year-old Timothy McCoy crossed paths with Gacy at a bus station. Gacy offered the runaway a place to stay for the night, promising food and a ride in the morning. What McCoy didn't know was that this invitation was a trap. In the dead of night, Gacy claimed McCoy startled him with a kitchen knife self-defense, he later said. But the truth? Gacy stabbed the boy repeatedly, then buried him in the crawl space under his house, covering the grave with concrete. This was Gacy's first confirmed kill, and it awakened something insatiable. He described the act as giving him a mind-numbing orgasm. Chilling, right? But here's the twist. Gacy didn't stop there. He realized he could get away with it, and his methods evolved into a horrifying routine. Fast forward to 1974, Gacy's second. Victim remains unidentified to this day. A young man he strangled and stashed in a closet before moving him to the crawl space. By now, Gacy had honed his lure. He'd pose as a cop with a fake badge or offer jobs through his business to vulnerable teens runaways, hustlers, boys down on their luck. He'd ply them with alcohol or drugs, show them a magic trick with handcuffs, and once restrained, the nightmare began. Torture with burning cigarettes, foreign objects, near drownings in the bathtub. Then, strangulation with a rope twisted around a hammer for leverage. Bodies went into the dirt below his floorboards, sprinkled with lime to mask the smell. But wait. In July 1975, 18-year-old John Butkovich, one of Gacy's own employees, argued with him over unpaid wages. Gacy invited him over to settle it, only to strangle him and bury him under the garage. Neighbors heard nothing unusual, just the sound of Gacy's power tools late at night. How could no one suspect? What do you think could a killer like this live next door to you without you knowing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The killings accelerated in 1976, April. 18-year-old Daryl Sanson vanished after meeting Gacy. May. In one brutal night, Gacy claimed 2 victims, 15-year-old Randall Reffitt and 14-year-old Samuel Stapleton. He buried them together in the crawl space, their bodies entwined in a fetal position, gagged with their own underwear. Some experts believe Reffitt may have been buried alive, suffocating slowly in the dirt. June saw Michael Bonnet, 17, ligature strangled and dumped under the spare bedroom. Then William Carroll, 16, James Hawkinson, 16, who suffocated on a rag. Rick Johnston, 17. By August, Gacy had an unidentified adult victim too. The pace was relentless. October 1976. Kenneth Parker, 16, and Michael Marino, 14, both suffocated on the same day. William Bundy, 19, followed, buried under the master bedroom. December, Francis Alexander, 21, under the office. Gregory Godzik, 17, who dug his own grave thinking it was for plumbing work. Godzik's car was later found driven by Gacy himself. Imagine realizing your missing loved one's vehicle is being used by their killer. If you've ever lost someone mysteriously, how would you react? Share in the comments. 1977 brought even more horror. January, John Schick, 19, whose class ring was found in Gacy's home. March, John Prestige, 20, Spring, another unidentified victim. July, Matthew Bowman, 19, September, Robert Gilroy, 18, John Mowry, 19, under the master bedroom. October, Russell Nelson, 21, under the guest bedroom. November, Robert Winch, 16, Tommy Bowling, 20, December, David Talsma, 19, buried near Mowry. But here's a shocking twist. Not all survived the torture, but some did. In December 1977, Gacy abducted 19-year-old Robert Donnelly, subjecting him to hours of near drownings and burns. Miraculously, Donnelly escaped and reported it, but police dismissed him as a hustler. Gacy walked free. How close was justice? Yet so far, what if Donnelly had been believed earlier? Could lives have been saved? Let me know your take in the comments. By 1978, the crawl space was filling up 26 bodies crammed in. February, William Kindred, 19, the last one buried there. Gacy switched to dumping in the Des Plaines River. Mid-June, Timothy O'Rourke, 20, November. Frank Landingen, 19, suffocated with his own underwear. James Matsara, 20, and the final victim, December 11th, 1978. 15-year-old Robert Piest, a high school kid lured with a job promise at a pharmacy. Gacy strangled him and planned to dump the body, but this time, it was different. Piest's disappearance sparked immediate suspicion because his mom was waiting outside the store. She reported him missing right away, naming Gacy. For the first time, the net was closing. But before we get to the arrest, let's pause on the sheer scale: 33 confirmed victims, possibly up to 45 by Gacy's own admission. Many were unidentified. For decades, only solved through modern DNA. In 2011, 2017, and 2021, families waited years for closure. If you were a detective on this case, what clue would you chase first? Comment below. Diving deeper into the crimes, Gacy's methods were sadistic. He'd play horse with victims, whipping them, insert objects like bottles into their bodies. Some were embalmed post-mortem, drawing from his mortuary days. Gacy claimed necrophilia with several bodies, keeping them for days before burial. And evidence suggests accomplices employees like Michael Rossi and David Cram helped dig trenches, thinking they were for drainage. Did they know? Gacy later accused them of some killings, but it was never proven. Shocking, huh? Another layer. Gacy's victims were often marginalized gay youth, runaways, making them less dead in society's eyes back then. Police ignored leads. Twist. In March 1978, Jeffrey Rignall survived a brutal assault, chloroformed, tortured with whips and candles, dumped in a park. He ID'd Gacy's car and testified later, but initially, charges were dropped. Rignall even hired a pie to tail Gacy. So close to catching him. As the body count rose, neighbors noticed odd smells from Gacy's house blamed on sewage issues. Gacy hosted parties above the graves, laughing with guests while horrors lay below. In 1978, he even met First Lady Rosalind Carter as a Democratic volunteer. A photo exists of them shaking hands. How did this monster hide in plain sight? Wrapping the crimes, the total told 33 murders, all young males aged 14 to 21. Most strangled, some asphyxiated. Bodies in fetal positions, gagged. Unidentified victims still haunt the case. 5 remain nameless. In 2011, DNA identified William Bundy. In 2017, James Hawkinson. 2021, Francis Alexander. What if more out there? Do you believe Gacy had more victims? Sound off in the comments. Now, a brief detour into the man behind the mask. Born March 17, 1942, in Chicago, Gacy endured a brutal childhood. His father, a World War I veteran and machinist, was an alcoholic who beat him with belts and called him sissy or dumb. Gacy had health issues, a heart condition, blackouts, even a burst appendix that kept him out of sports. At 11, he was molested by a family friend but never told. As a teen, Gacy worked in a mortuary, once sleeping in a coffin with a corpse, claiming it shocked him into heterosexuality, though his bisexuality emerged later. He married twice, first to Marlon Myers in 1964, with 2 kids but divorced after. His 1968 sodomy conviction in Iowa for assaulting teens. He served 18 months, became a model prisoner, even running the inmate Jaycees. Paroled in 1970, he moved back to Chicago, started PDM, and married Carol Hoff in 1972. But by 1975, he confessed bisexuality, stopped sleeping with her, and the marriage crumbled in 1976. Hoff later said she found gay porn and small clothes in the house. Clues: she ignored. Gacy was a community star, clowning his pogo or patches at hospitals, parades. He volunteered, directed events, rubbed elbows with politicians. But privately? Isolation, insomnia, sleeping just 2 hours a night. What drove this duality? Abuse? Nature? Nurture? If you could ask Gacy one question, what would it be? Comment it. The end began with Robert Piest. December 11th, 1978. Gacy chatted with the boy at Nissen Pharmacy about a job. Piest vanished. Police, tipped by his mom, questioned Gacy, who lied. A search warrant revealed cuffs, ropes, a dildo, porn, and Piest's receipt. Surveillance followed. Gacy acted erratic, even inviting cops for dinner over the graves. On December 20th, Gacy confessed to lawyers over 30 kills. Arrested December 21st on drug charges, he led police to the bodies. Excavations uncovered 26 in the crawl space, 3 on the property, 4 in the river. The stench was overwhelming. Workers wore masks. Trial started February 6, 1980. Gacy pleaded insanity, claiming multiple personalities like Bad Jack. Defense: paranoid schizophrenic from abuse and head injuries. Prosecution: sane, premeditated evil. Survivors testified: Donnelly on drownings, Rignall on torture. Experts debunked insanity. Guilty on all 33 counts March 12th. Death sentence March 13th. On death row at Menard, then Stateville, for 14 years. He painted clowns and skulls, sold for thousands. Gave interviews claiming innocence or accomplices. Stabbed once in 1983. Appeals failed. Executed May 10, 1994 by lethal injection. Delay from claw to 4 took 18 minutes. Last words: kiss my ass. His brain was removed for study. No abnormalities found. And his case inspired laws like Illinois Missing Child Recovery Act. Precursor to Amber Alerts, John Wayne Gacy's story is a stark reminder. Evil can wear a friendly face. From abused child to community hero to monster, his crime shocked the world and changed how we view predators. 33 lives cut short, families shattered. But through DNA, some got closure decades later. What lessons can we learn? Vigilance, empathy for the vulnerable. If this video gripped you, hit that like button. It helps spread these stories. Subscribe for more true crime deep dives and turn on notifications so you never miss one. What's your scariest serial killer fact? Share in the comments and I'll reply to my favorites. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.